Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Mason Fan here today, and I am bringing you the predictions for 2022-2023. But first of all, we're going to be going through last season predictions, and can I just say, I've had an absolute howler with the predictions from last season. Um, we'll just go through it, and I think the cutting one is definitely that United to finish as champions last season. I think in hindsight, this was just before Ronaldo signed for United. I think that at the time I thought, okay, United finished second the year before, 2020, 2021. Looking at it, with second place, they were building a solid team. They were on the come up. They did have a few good games the previous year, so I thought, okay, if they're second, and they were a bit far off from City, I will admit that, but thinking the 2 seasons they could have built something and then potentially went somewhere from there, and it just never happened. So I put them as champions, but they finished sixth. Okay, City clear champions. I think they had a good lead until close to the end of the season last year. I put them as P2, second place, and they ended up finishing first. Chelsea, I put them third. They finished third, so that's a pretty good prediction for myself there. Liverpool, I put them as fourth. I thought they were going to be on the downside. I thought, okay, they've been doing this high press. At some point, some of this team might break, but it just never did, and they were resilient and fair play to them. They finished second. I put them as fourth, so bad decision on my end. Leicester City, I thought they might be a bit further up this year. I think they lost a few players in the pre-season, and I think that might have been just before my review. But then saying that, still finishing eighth is relatively good for them. Just outside those UCL and UEL and conference leagues, so that's fine for them. Moving further up, we got Everton, who had a horrendous season last year, and I'm gonna have an interesting prediction for them when we get to this year's one. But definitely shocked at how they ended up last season under Lampard, and I don't think this next season, to be honest, is going to be much better. Going to that next one, Spurs, how they finished fourth. I put them seventh, not too far off, which is alright. Arsenal eighth. Not sure what I was thinking at the time, but I think I still believe that Arteta was building. I think next, well, we'll see when we get to that one. West Ham, I put seventh. They finished ninth. Sorry, I put them ninth. They finished seventh. Villa, I put 10th. They're 14th. Not too far of a difference there. Leeds, I put 11th. They finished 17th. Not as good as the previous year. Newcastle, pretty close there. Just one place off. I think Newcastle and Crystal Palace, one place further up. I would have got those ones perfect. Um, so just where I thought they would be. Wolves finished 10th, not too far away, but again staying up, which is the key thing. Watford going down, and I think that was a bit more clear for me than maybe Southampton down there. I should probably swap those two around. Um, and then Brentford keeping up again, Burnley going down, and that's how that cookie crumbled, unfortunately for them. Then the next one was Brighton. They managed to smash last season. To be honest, they went a bit under the radar for me as well, making it to ninth. So good on them, and hopefully they have a good season for this season as well. Southampton staying in as well. No surprise there with Ward-Prowse really putting another good shift for them last season. And then Norwich, another correct prediction, with 20th out of 20th. And I think overall with the predictions I got two correct, but I could say a lot of them were in the correct range within that mid-table area specifically. Alright, so now we're ready to get into this season's predictions. Awesome. So clean slate for me to mess up again for next year, for this coming season. So we're going to go from back to top again, as we did last year. And can you guess who I'm putting at last place? Um, if you guessed, Nottingham Forest, you might be right because, yeah, look, Nottingham Forest for me have been good on the come up, but I just don't believe they're going to be able to stay up. just not enough good signings, quality signings. They got Lingard, Enio. Um, if he can prove what he had at West Ham again, um, at Nottingham, I think it'd be great. But personally, for me, I just don't see it. So good luck to them though. Hopefully they stay up. But time will tell, I guess. The next one's going to be Bournemouth, who I think they've had a few stints in the Premier League now. But I think this might be another one where they go down, unfortunately. I don't want to butcher the name. I hope I spelled that one right. But yeah, it's another one that where time will tell whether they'll stay in the league or not. But all the best to them. In 18th, not much said. I think Everton are just going to struggle again. Losing players. They lost Richarlison to Spurs, and they haven't really re-signed anyone special. Lampard's going to really have to pull something out the bag if he wants to keep them afloat this season. And just on that topic, I think they got very, very fortunate at the end of the last season to even stay in the league. So I think this might be the nail coffin for them this season, which is unfortunate because Everton are a great club with a lot of history, but it might be a good thing for them to go down and come back in with a bit of fresh funds coming in. So we'll see what happens with them. Hopefully they stay up for their sake and their fans. But like I said, all the best, and we'll see what happens. So 17th, 17th, just scraping it this year. I reckon Leeds. Again, another team that struggled last season. Surprisingly, that they were mid-table the year before, comfortably this year. The season before. Last season, barely scraping through. I think this season might be another one where they get just lucky and might be on the final day again. 16th, I put Fulham. Obvious leaders. They won the league in the championship, so I think they're going to be probably the stronger team that will stay up for a season. Although they've been memed all over the place, I think they will be consistent and stay up there. They've made some decent signings as well, and I think overall they're just going to maintain. I think they might get a few upsets. Don't be surprised when they beat City or something like that. I'm calling it now. Hopefully it happens. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll see what happens with them. But I think, yeah, they're going to be a team that's going to be definitely up there, staying mid-table, so should be good. I don't know how comfortable and close they're going to be to the relegation zone, but I think they will get out of there pretty quickly. Next one, put in there Southampton. Just again, they kind of haven't really done much to their squad. It's kind of been the same. And then expecting him to have another kind of mid-tier season, I'd say. I don't think they're going to do something incredible by winning the league by all means or making UCL, but I think they're just going to do enough to stay up as they usually do. And they do play that, that football that, you just never know what can happen really with them. So all the best to them as well. 14th, and now for 14th, it's been a bit of a toss-up between a couple teams. And I think it's probably going to be another one for Villa. Probably just going to stick Aston Villa in there, to be honest. I was actually not sure whether to put them a bit further up or a bit further down. I just don't think they've done enough for me. And I was fortunate enough to go to their friendly when they came here to Australia, and I just didn't really see much from them, in terms of creativity in that final third. I think that's something that's part of their like what they try and build into their game. I just don't see it as much. You got Coutinho and a few others, but how much can Coutinho give? He's at the near end of his career, so we'll see what he can do. But I don't think it's gonna be enough magic to get him any further up than that. 13th, I'm gonna put in their Wolves. I think they're just gonna have another consistent year. They've always kept that Portugal national team intact, so I think they're going to be able to maintain a mid-tier finish as well. 12th, we got, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to put Brighton at 12th. I think they're going to surprise again with their football, but I don't think it's going to be as surprising. I think a lot of teams are going to figure out what they're doing, what their style is, hard to break through, and I think that defensive style they got is not gonna work out much for them for next year. I think it's just gonna get broken down, and they're gonna go through them. And I think it's gonna be a bit of a similar thing. What happened to Sheffield United that first season they were there, they made it another season, and then they got broken down the following season. I think it might be a similar thing, but I don't think it's going to hurt them enough to get them into the relegation zone. So I think they're going to still be up there. Next position, 11th, I'm going to put Crystal Palace, another team that I got to see on the friendlies while they were down here in Australia. And another team I don't think is going to do something crazy after Patrick Vieira. I think they're just going to do enough to stay up in the league, and I think they know that they're good enough and happy enough to do that. Obviously having Wilfred Zaha there, and a few other boys that can keep them up there. Obviously, Gallagher's not going to be there this season to boost them up a little bit more. But I think, regardless of that, I think they're still going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I think 11 for Crystal Palace is a fair place to put them. 10th place now. I'm putting a bit of a controversial one in there, but I think Brentford are going to up their game again, and I think they're going to push themselves a bit further up this season. Generally teams that have got promoted and stay up one season usually is a trend for them to stay only one season and the next season they're gone. But I think the way that Brentford are going economically, they've been pretty sustainable, and I think they've still got a relatively strong team. I think we'll see a bit more from them this year though, but only time will tell again with that, so we'll see. But I think, Brentford at 10th, I'm pretty happy with that. Now we get to the business end a little bit. 9th place, I'm going to stick. It's been a bit of a toss-up, but look, I think West Ham may drop off a little bit this next season, okay? Don't ask me why, but I just have this slight feeling that, under Moyes, they've done pretty well. But can they do better than what they did last year? I don't know. They got Bowen there, and they've got a few other boys, but I just don't think they're going to be as strong as they've shown last year. I mean, it's up to them to prove me wrong. But personally, this is where I think they're gonna finish. Now we're gonna go 8th, and like I said, close to the business end now. I'm gonna stick Newcastle United in there, and I'm just going to say, like, they've got some good investment. Towards the end of last season, they were performing relatively well. I think they're gonna push themselves even harder this year. I don't know how much more they can get from the team. I know there's a few players they want to sign, but they just haven't been able to get their names under the belt. So we'll just have to see. It's going to be an interesting year for them, for sure. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Newcastle into 7th. I think they're gonna maintain the spots, for sure. I reckon they're gonna stay. I'm actually gonna put, you know who I'm gonna put? I'm gonna put Leicester. I'm gonna put them down, one step, because look, I think with Vardy it's all good and the party continues, but I don't think it's gonna continue that far. So I'm gonna switch him around actually, and I'm gonna put Newcastle in 7th. I'm giving him that conference spot. Okay, so a bit of a switcheroo, but we'll see. You never know. Could be further down, could be further up. You never know, really. At 6th, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put Manchester United. Complete switch up from last season. I don't think they're gonna be. I mean, they finished 6th last season. I think it'll probably be the same place. So I don't see them becoming UCL. With the amount of great teams down this top half, I just don't see it. In 5th place, I am going to put Tottenham. I'm just gonna put Spurs. I'm just gonna put Spurs in 5th. I mean, they made a lot of great signings, but just under Conte, I just don't think they got that next level to really push for the league. I mean, Son, Kane, smashing it for them. They've made a few other signings like Perisic and Sessegnon and so on and so forth, but I just don't see it really for me. Like, they just don't have the strongest defense, and how many times have we seen them get broken through and concede like silly goals? So I just don't see it. But they will be better than United, that's for sure. So I'll put them into 5th. Alright, 4th place. This one giving to Chelsea. They're in a transitional season. I think they made some good signings. They've also lost some of their key players, captain and so on and so forth. So I don't think it's going to be an amazing season for them, but I think they will retain that UCL spot. So you know, obviously losing Rudiger, losing Alonso, and you know a few others is just not going to help. And I know Thiago Silva's a great defender, and Koulibaly is obviously going to be good as well. But yeah, look, I'm putting a bit of a thing on them that I don't think they're going to have the greatest of seasons. And now you know there's 3 teams remaining here. I think what I'm going to put next is Arsenal Football Club. Oops. I'll put Arsenal next on the list at 3rd. I think what Arteta's doing and the style of football he's playing is very attractive, and I think he's going to continue to push them, and I think they're going to even push for the top spot. I'm not going to say, look, I think at some point this season Arsenal will be at first, but I don't think they're going to maintain it for long. Their players are going to fall under pressure. They've still got a relatively young squad, so I don't think they're going to be able to handle it, and I think they'll drop off. Okay, now the business end of things. Who's going to be the champion? Who's going to be the runner-up? And I think this is going to be another close season between Liverpool and City. I thought that last season Liverpool might drop off, and I was wrong. And I think this season Liverpool probably win the league again, which I don't like to see. But being honest, look, Manchester City. You know what? No. Manchester City can have it. I don't know any Manchester City fans. Let them have it. Liverpool can come second again. Look, losing Mane. Okay, I'm going to switch it up. Yeah, losing Mane is not going to help them. They've got some signings, Nunez and so on and so forth. But I think, let's just say the opposite. Yeah, they're going to crumble. They're not going to do the what they're going to need to do. Nah, I'm kidding. Look, Van Dijk. They got a solid defense. They got a solid midfield. Losing Mane hurts, but I think they're going to still be strong. Manchester City, going to keep them there just because they have KDP. They've got a strong defense. They've got a strong attack. They've got a strong midfield. They signed Haaland. If he can start banging goals, I think he'll be a force. Personally, for me, I think he's going to struggle at the first part of the season. Maybe the first 6 games. He's going to adjust, and then he's going to become a beast. Do I think he's going to be top goal scorer at the end of the season? Probably not. But I think he'll have a great season regardless, and that might be enough to push City over the line. I mean, they did it last year without a striker, so I don't see why they wouldn't be able to do it this year with Haaland. So, those are my predictions. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? Who's your team? Have I got this completely wrong again? Time will tell. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I hope you've been enjoying some of the uploads. I have been doing a bit of Fall Guys and a bit of Golf Gang with the boys, and I've been enjoying it, and they've been enjoying it, and I'm sure you all have been enjoying it. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye.